Our activism project was on racial profiling. In our research, we found that black males make up the largest percent of inmates in jail and are 10 times more likely to be imprisoned over drug offenses, despite the fact that there are 5 times more white drug abusers than black. In New Jersey, black drivers, which account for 17% of the population, made up 70% of the drivers that were searched. Our nation has passed several laws that encourage racial profiling, including the war on drugs initiated by former President Nixon and the immigration laws passed by Governor Dayton Brewer of Arizona. After our research, we decided to do our own little test on the prevalence of racial profiling at the College of Charleston and educate the students and faculty.
Wanted for allegedly raping an 87-year-old woman in August of 2009. Currently in Mississippi facing sexual assault charges against 5 women aged 59 and older. Is it A, B, or C?
You know, I think it's B, because she looks scary.
For raping an 87-year-old woman?
You never know.
She? Okay.
Who did this? A, B, or C?
C.
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 Let's see.
This is my concern, though. Why would you choose this answer for wanted for allegedly raping an 87-year-old woman?
Because, okay, this guy just looks like he's at work. Like the board. It was very deceiving.
Right.
And then this guy, he looks like, okay, he might have, been selling dope or something.
Which one of these 3 individuals, allegedly stabbed a 30-year-old woman to death in her own home after a verbal altercation at an apartment complex?
We'll go with B.
You say B?
She
looks
B.
pissed.
Looks pissed? All right, B.
You both picked B. Why?
Because she got her middle fingers up in her pictures.
All right. Kidnapped a 59-year-old mentally disabled white male and intentionally caused his death by beating him with belts, baseball bats, steel-toe boots, hands, and feet. Was it A, B, or C?
C.
C.
C for it.
She chose a white man.
A.
You said A, and you say C?
I said C.
All right.
I picked C because I didn't think black men wore steel-toed boots.
Yeah.
Okay.
Working in the steel
I just
mill.
don't think that black guy, he's too young to be doing all that crazy stuff. He was just shot or something.
Arrested and accused of fondling 2 women.
B.
And accused of fondling 2 women, she chose A. The answer was B.
Oh man.
Let me ask you this. Why did you choose A?
I don't know. He just looks like he's so mean. He looked like he just got a DUI or something like that. That's what I figured.
Okay. All right, so why did you choose A for 4?
For number 4, I chose A because out of the 3 individuals, this guy at number C just looks like I was looking at nonverbals. This guy at number C looks like he just doesn't care about anything.
Right.
B is just like, okay, he's here. And then A just looks like a prisoner. So,
Okay.
So I'll just go by that.
All right, for number 5, you chose B.
B.
Why did you choose B?
Because he's just creepy looking. he really just creepy. So,
Okay.
He is.
Like,
He's very
and then
creepy
for
looking.
6, okay.
All right, so out of these 3 individuals, who do you think is charged with sexually exploiting children? She picked letter A.
The laughter thing. Yeah. We have a ritual.
Probably B.
You chose letter A, and that too is correct.
He looks like a pedophile.
Right.
So.
kind of look like Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
Over here. Out of these 3 individuals, who do you think is most likely to be charged with burglary?
Burglary. That guy right there.
Chose letter A.
Yeah.
This guy right here.
Did you pick A for that first one?
He just looked like he would rob me.
All right. Okay.
That's so mean. I should have said that.
I mean,
I didn't want to go with the odds and pick the black guy. I just got hit in the face. I didn't want to just go with the black guy. And then this guy, like, he probably killed somebody.
So you think maybe like because it's burglary, he looks like C looks like he'd commit like a bigger crime.
Like a bigger crime. A looks like he probably just needed some money, man.
Yeah, charged with promoting and profiting from prostitution.
Man, A looks like a pimp, so I'm gonna go with A. A's pimp daddy Cam right there, man.
But I said society would say only women would be prostitutes by norms.
Right.
But I would say I'm going to go with B.
What about charged and promoting from prostitution? You chose letter C. That actually is correct as well.
She was the woman, so I just assumed she was.
And we noticed during the exercise that there were more black people that were more comfortable answering honestly about the answers they chose when they chose black people. And on the other hand, the white people who answered didn't seem as comfortable choosing a black person and feel looking racist. And why would you say that?
Because he just looks like it.
And what's his ethnicity?
It's probably his hair.
He's black.
He's a black man. So black people are associated with selling drugs.
Yeah.
And this is coming from a black person, so yeah.
Yeah, like most of the time when you see a guy that looks like that, you think all of a sudden, he's such a gangster, he's a thug, he's going to shoot me on the spot. I just don't want to deal with that. One good. And
perfect example. You said A looks like a pimp. Why did you choose A?
Because, look at the picture. First of all, this man looks like he can wear a top hat with a leather jacket with a cane.
Why, is it because he's black?
Yes.
So there's no white pimps?
No.
So only black people, only black men are associated with being pimps.
Yes, that's how
you feel.
That's exactly how I feel.
And he's black, so black people are associated with pimping and prostitution.
Black people are associated with a lot of pimps.
Is it because
Only
he's
black men? Yeah, they.
I want your honest answer. I want your honest opinion. Only black men? Why wouldn't B be at a bonfire?
He's way too gangster for a bonfire.
Okay.
Let people just pop a gun out.
During our experiment, we had a chance to talk to one of our very own College of Charleston public safety officers. In talking to this officer, he gave us a little insight on how the police officials, their view on racial profiling and how they feel it can sometimes be even beneficial.
In your line of work, you may hear a lot of descriptions on the radio.
I've been a police officer for almost 30 years.
What is the most commonly common description of a suspect that you may hear?
Well, it depends on the location of where the crime is occurring, and it also depends on the demographics. It depends on the demographics of the area. You can sometimes use profiling as a tool to further investigations. So, say you live in a gated community that's predominantly white, and you know all your neighbors around you are white. And then maybe 11, 12 o'clock at night you hear a dog barking, and you look out the window and you see a Hispanic guy or a black guy walking down the street. You know it's not your neighbor, and you don't think you've seen him anymore, so you call the police. Anywhere before, so you call the police. So it wouldn't be unreasonable for the police officer to assume that person is in the process of committing a crime or has already committed a crime. Conversely, if, say, like when I was working in Washington, D.C., and I was working in the southeast area of the city, it's predominantly African-American black people living in that area. So I worked narcotics for a number of years. I knew that if it was after midnight and I saw a white male driving a car with Maryland or Virginia tags, he was coming to buy drugs, but if it was Thursday night, he might have been coming to drop off the weekend supplies for that neighborhood.
Two males robbed a woman yesterday at 7 a.m.
7 a.m.
on Cumming and Bufane. That's in the hood. So do you think they were black males?
I'm just going to take a wild guess and say yes.
They were white men.
Ooh, what to do? That's the point.
And when I read it, I knew they were white men because I don't believe black men will get up that early to rob somebody.
So you think it's more likely for a black man to be charged for a crime, the same crime, than a white man?
I wouldn't say that they're more likely to be charged with a crime. I would say they're more likely to be convicted because, again, you're talking about juries of your peers, but who are your peers? And how likely are you really going to have a jury of your peers?
Do you think, like, in America's overall like, criminal justice system, do you think race plays an important factor in maybe why certain people get arrested or certain people are charged for crimes, or do you think it's sort of like how you picked?
I think it's really based on race a lot.
It is.
And it's really not fair because white people do commit just as much crime as black people. So
yeah, like we do want to just tell you like a little tidbit. We have been doing some research about that, and blacks are 10 times more likely to be imprisoned for drug-related charges, even though there are 5 times more white drug abusers than black abusers. How do you feel about that? So you think that does go with what you just said?
Yeah, that definitely does go with that. Because, I mean, if they're in prison and the white people aren't going to prison, why?
Yeah. Only one interviewee correctly answered their given scenarios. What has our experiment proven? Profiling on age, gender, socioeconomic status, or race doesn't work. So why does our government pass legislation and implement laws furthering this practice? The answer may simply be this: because they can.